those stereotypes and kind of building that conversation on how we should be looking at, you know, kind of more center-based gender roles in general.
The big thing there is really just celebrating and highlighting people that are in, I'm going to call them, for lack of a better term, non-typical roles. So that, I think what's really important for all students is that if they have a passion for something, it's important that they see people like them in that field. And so, relying on your teachers and your administrators and your families to show you people who are in those non-traditional roles. I would be remiss as we're talking about STEM. There's some really cool jobs we've heard, right? We've heard about cybersecurity, and we've heard about game making with Google and apps, and we've heard about pharmaceuticals, and we've heard about robotics. I want you to all consider something else right now. If we want to continue to build those fields, we need STEM teachers. Desperately need STEM teachers. So, there's ways to involve yourself in these STEM fields that don't require you to be a scientist or don't require you to be a coder. So if STEM in general is something that you have an interest in, don't forget about education, because I'm sure that many of your teachers,
passions, like your personality, like you will fit in somewhere. Like if you haven't found your group yet, like I go to a 23,000 person school, and like I've found people that I've clicked with, whereas like in high school, like maybe being compassionate about computer science like wasn't the cool thing, and like maybe speaking out and like asking questions here, like it might not be like your strong suit, but like even like just understanding like that you have so much like power like within yourself, and that you're like such a cool person. Like no matter what you go into, like your passions are cool, and you just have to like appreciate that about yourself, because otherwise, like if you're embarrassed to try something or you're embarrassed to like ask a question, like you might not get to where you want to be in the future. So just being yourself is like super important.
100%. One more thing with that, and I'm going to say it again: be brave. Put it out there. Don't be afraid. Empowered. Feel like you can give your opinion. There is no part of this that is exclusively gender bias. If you take that out of the equation, you're smart. Prove it.
Yeah. Like in my meetings we say +1, so it's like +1 to everything everyone has said on this table. Like being brave to like just get across that initial thought of what other people think. Don't worry about that. Everyone's thinking about themselves. Right? And everyone is worrying about the same thing. You'll find your tribe, like Mackenzie said. You'll find that group of people that click with you and empower you. Find those people and stick with them, and they will help you along the way as well. Sparkle Sisters.
Yes, Sparkle Sisters. I think, too, you asked how can we break the bias, right? Ask questions, right? When you walk into that office, introduce yourself, introduce he, she, they, right? Use pronouns correctly. Ask what their role is.
A lot of people. So we do have standards that are in place to ensure that we are communicating in a way that is representing Pfizer. So we do have guidelines. There are they're side rails to make sure that we don't go off the reservation. You know what I mean? We're there to make sure we get work done, but to be professional at the same time. So we have tools in place that talk about productivity, project management, so that there is clear communication and understanding across all of the team members, independent of where they are working from. So I think that and can you tell I talk fast? I'm sorry. But the point is that there are workplace constructs there so that we are making sure everybody has an opportunity to contribute, that we are standardized. Because as you can imagine, with so many different teams doing so many important projects, the only way you can compare, and it has to be data-driven, is to have that analytics and the collective gathering of all of the statuses of all of the projects to ensure that the ones that are truly successful go forward, and what we say is fail fast. If there are things that are not going to show the value we're looking for, there is a point where they say, okay, we're going to stop. There are a lot of corporate constructs in place, and they're mostly data-driven and independent of any part of our being. It is all about making sure the right things go forward.
Similarly, because when you have bigger corps, there's a lot more of structure to make sure everyone is heard and that projects are going along. So I'm going to add another layer to what Holly was saying, is that we have, for example, cadence.
I just want to share real quick. My goal is to become a software engineer at NASA. I've been taking software engineering and CS courses here since 7th grade. I very much have enjoyed the presentation. I just want to let you guys know.
Awesome, thanks.
It's fine. I have a question for Jones. After you finish college, since you said you're graduating in 2 weeks, what do you plan on doing after?
I got a position at Cigna. I'll be there full time. It's a rotational program, and I'm in the technology, engineering, and development program, or something that the Tech DP is the shortened name for it. But it's basically 3 to 4 1 or a little bit less than 1 year rotations. And I picked that because well, first of all, like, the campus is beautiful. There's so many windows. A lot of, like, engineering buildings, like, you won't find a lot of windows. But also just the people there are really great. And what I really liked about it was 80% of your time is project-based and 20% is, like, outreach and, like, whether it be diversity, equity, and inclusion, like the hiring team, stuff like that. So I'll get to keep, like, my work life and, like, my personal life balanced, and I'm excited about that. But also, again, I'm really not sure exactly where I see myself in 10 years, so I think trying out these new things is really going to be helpful for me. So I'm excited for it.
Mr. Turpin, who put all of this work together, which is, I think he started working on what, October? Yeah. So since October, all the work to get these wonderful panelists. So thank you, Mr. Turpin. And finally, I want to thank all of you. You are well